Saying because the last year has been quite quite a ride for me. The last year and a half, as you witness, I was the only one holding my homie down before he went to jail. And
who's your homie?
Diddy.
That's right.
Yeah, he stood by that man 10 toes down. If Diddy ain't have no friend, he had Stevie J.
But that's how we do that. But that's how the guys do it.
That's a fact.
And after all of that, and after seeing who will really be truly in your corner and who's rocking with you and all that, man, I left a whole bunch of fake niggas alone and just started, just rocking with me and my family.
It's hard as stand next to somebody when they're going through something like that. So whatever the outcome is for Diddy and everything, like, salute to you as a man for being like, that's my homie. Like,
thank you.
I only know this version of him, so I can only respect and honor that.
Talking about, the kids is this and all this and he raping this, all that stuff. Where did all of that go? Out the garbage. It went to, you know what I'm saying? To have billions of dollars and be able to stand on your own. The man don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're working for the man and you say, I'm gonna go to Mexico and check my tequila out and to make sure they putting the agave in, but they're not putting agave, they putting all sugar in this joint. So he was like, yo, y'all putting sugar. So they don't want a black man sticking up for themselves. Whether it's on a level down here or a level down there, one must stick up for themselves.
Now, that was Stevie J defending Diddy. Stevie J has been a friend of Diddy for some time, when a lot of people turned their back on Diddy because of these charges that was brought with Diddy. Now, remember, I was covering this and I was saying what happened with Cassie. They never pressed charges. That had happened years ago, right? They never pressed charges. The hotel didn't press charges. The police saw it. It went away, right? But when he went up against DeLeon and these billionaires, all of a sudden all these charges and all these women and all this stuff came out of the woodwork. Now, Diddy is guilty of a lot of things within the black community. I will first to say it, right? I think he's a piece of crap. But none of them people cared until he went up against these powerful people behind the scenes, and then they put the Mann Act on him, put all these charges on him. He ended up getting all this time, unprecedented time, right, for a charge that didn't even cover this time. Right? So that's what I had an issue with, because if they can do that to Diddy, who's a billionaire, they can do that to any black person. Right? They just can make them all up to whatever, however they want them. Now, Steve Harvey, who's an industry insider, and he did an interview where he started talking about Diddy, where he has his own demons, his own stuff behind the scenes, from his wife to all his marriages and all the things that he's been accused of, right? He goes on a podcast and he starts discussing Diddy. Why? Right? And he says this.
Tried to raise my son to at least be gentleman. Be a gentleman. Be fair. Don't talk to women that way. Treat women with kindness and respect. If you're that guy, you'll survive that area. Most of us do. And then if you're not that guy, you won't survive that area. He's in prison right now because you've been Puffy. You've been watching it. You turn into Puffy, if you don't respect it, you're going to do some time. You understand? And he was old enough to really get it together, but he didn't.
Why do you think that with Diddy? Is it because you're living a life where there are no boundaries, you get whatever you want whenever you want, you've done everything you possibly have, and there are no boundaries, so you just keep going further and further?
Yeah.
Is that why you think?
Yeah, you have to, like I said, you have to practice acts of kindness. You've got to be a gentleman through it all. I'm not saying, look, man, this dude's gonna have more than one chick. Okay, cool, I got that right there. But you don't have to be abusive with it and abrasive with it. And Puffy was doing all this, but boy, let me tell you something, man. And he was getting away with a lot. But when that video came out,
the one in the hotel room, you mean?
Bro, that's like you sitting there going, wait a minute, hold up, man. What you doing? I mean, bro, for you to be a public figure, wrap a towel around yourself and run down a public hallway, not knowing who's at that elevator. It could have been other people at the elevator. But you go around there and there's no one at the elevator, and that's your reaction to this girl? Yo, bruh. So now, that's what we caught on tape. That's the one that's on tape. That's the one that's out in the public in front of the elevator. My goodness, what's been going on when you ain't in front of the elevator?
So I say this because I'm no fan of Steve Harvey. And Steve Harvey is paid by these people to get up here and say this because Diddy got other trials coming. Now, this is the thing to me. Diddy is guilty of assault and doing horrible things to women behind the scenes, right? But as far as trafficking and the Mann Act and all that kind of stuff that those W's try to put on him, he ain't guilty of that foolishness, man. We saw the strippers come on here and say that Cassie was a willing participant, and we already know. But what he is guilty of, he was abusing that woman. That's for sure. No, because we saw that with the towel, but the things that went on behind the scenes, and we know that this guy, he made a lot of money. He was an SOB. Man, he was taking money from black artists. He was doing a lot of things that he should have went to prison for, but not for ex trafficking and the Mann Act and all those other charges. Me as a father, seeing that video had nothing to do with what he was on trial for. I can separate the two because I'm not stupid. I'm not moving emotionally because I know what the W is trying to do to set the president in the courtroom where they can do this to people. No, he should have went to jail for aggravate for assaulting that woman. Right? She took the bag and walked away. Now y'all remember when he did this apology?
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you got to do that. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy. Going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Right after that fake apology, we heard that he was still. Y'all remember the Asian woman and the Jane Doe, the one that was 50 Cent's baby mom. That's why 50 Cent was coming at him so heavy. 50 was mad because he was reverse cowgirl and his girl and having strippers and everybody else do it. Like these guys, man. So it says, yes, during the federal ex-trafficking trial, an ex-girlfriend testifying under the synonym Jane Doe detailed brutal physical abuse she suffered from Sean Diddy Combs. She testified that in June 2024, Combs kicked in the doors, choked her, and hit, and did things repeatedly while she was curled on the ground. Now, that might have been the Cambodian girl that he was messing with, but he also was messing with the other chick, right? Who, remember, he was still paying these people's bills while they was on the trial, right? So they were still helping him while testifying against him. This whole thing was a crap show, right? It was a crap show. And again, as a father, he should be in jail for assaulting women. I'm telling women that these people don't give a damn about black women. They only care that he went against them and their bottom line and their money. So they tried to hit him with the Mann Act and try to hit him with all these things. They didn't give a damn about black women because if they did, they would have been put charges on him way before he went against De Leon. They don't care about black women. I do, right? Right? They allow him to infiltrate and do the things he did until he starts speaking out against them. Now, Steve Harvey, he was saying that he was hearing behind the scenes a lot of this stuff, so he decided to stay away from him.
Now it's got to have been magnified back there. So now you're just not a good person. Man, you can't run it like that because now you got to pay. And the thing about sin is, sin costs you more than you want to pay and it make you stay longer than you want to stay. And that's what he in now. And he had the power to do whatever you want to do, but just because you can do something don't mean you should. You got money. I have some money. But bruh, I take this money home. This ain't the time to spread it all over Dubai. That ain't how it work, man. And then you get to have this life that you have because you played within the rules. You were a decent guy. Chris Fade is a decent guy. It's no way you get to this level and you're not a decent guy. You're not mistake-free, but you're a decent guy. you've asked God for forgiveness. You know, you've said I'm sorry to some people.
Yeah.
You've apologized. That's how you get through life. If you don't do that, man, you gotta go to prison.
I think you hit the nail on the head. As a man, when I see another man lay a hand on a woman, for me that is the lowest, because I feel like it's a reflection on us. We're men. We should never lay a hand on a woman.
Right.
Be it even verbally or physically, are both horrible. So when I saw that video as well, I've met Diddy before, and he came out to Dubai, and we kind of partied here, and very charismatic, a great guy. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, and when it was all happening, and then when I saw that video, like you did, that was when it was like,
bro,
out.
You as a man looking at that video, you going, yo, hold up, man.
Yeah.
Because I know some real tough dudes.
Yeah.
I got some friends, man, that's been gangsters the whole time they've been alive. They old gangsters now. They saw that video and went, yo, man, he tripping.
Yeah.
What's the matter with old boy right here? Steve, what's up with this dude? Hey man, we need to put some hands on him.
Did you ever have a relationship with him? Did you ever cross paths?
I mean, I knew him, yeah. But we've never been that type of dude. It was some things that I had heard about that kept me away from. I got invited. Hey man, we throwing a party. Nah. See, you don't see me nowhere.
Smart.
You don't see me. My brand different. I'm not going to your party. I don't go to the white party, the blue party, the pink party, the panty party. I ain't at nobody's party. Steve Harvey going home. You can't take my picture if I'm at home.
So let me unpack this. So he said you can't get to this level by you have to be a good person. No, you can't. No, a lot of people are Satan in disguise and they get to that level. They do a lot of people wrong, a lot of people dirty. And Steve Harvey is known for doing a lot of people dirty to get to the position that he's in, right? So miss me with that foolishness, right? You got the power, the money, and because you're willing to make sacrifices. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. So I'm not with that. Now, as far as going home, yeah, you're old behind going home now, but you wasn't always going home. We heard the things that your ex-wife said about you and the things that you would do and how you linked up with this woman, the woman that you with now. So, man, you got all kinds of skeletons in your closet, right? So, yeah, you're not going to be associated with Diddy because you're older and you understand what's coming with that. A lot of people disassociated themselves from Diddy because they was down. They was complicit. They took part in what Diddy was doing. It's a big party. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Right? Yes, it's a big party. Diddy know it. So Diddy had a whole lot of tapes, a lot of things on a lot of people that was taking part at the Diddy party. You coming to the party? Absolutely. Right? So, man, this whole thing is just a bunch of crap, man. It's a bunch of crap. And in this house, there's many mansions and many rooms. You got decent black women and decent black people. Then you got people that want to partake in the party, that want to go to the party, right? They want to be involved in the lights and all the things that go on at those parties, right? Cassie was a partaker at the party, right? The strippers blew the whistle and told the truth, right? He was wrong for putting his hands on her, and he needed hands put on him for putting his hands on a woman. Absolutely. Right? But when he decided to go against his handlers, that's when all hell broke loose. And all of a sudden they want to come after Diddy when the black community was calling Diddy out for years. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think. What's your opinion on Steve Harvey? Right? Let me know what you guys think. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.